Will the Liberal bring up to the floor about Caroline Warnock that died behind bars at the Miramichi Provincial Jail about 5-6 years ago?
I'm not aware of that.
Will you educate yourself on that?
Yeah, and you said
Caroline Warnock.
Warnock?
Warnock. When a prisoner dies behind bars, there's no investigation, there's no coroner inquest, there's nothing.
Okay.
Do you think that the people should be concerned about that?
We'll verify for sure.
Okay, next time I see you can give me an answer. Thank you. Off the cuff. So what I'm doing here, that was Amur, I think his name is. This is just off the cuff. Caroline Warnock is a woman that died behind bars in the Miramichi Jail. Oh, I say about 5-6 years ago. Anyway, there was no inquest, nothing going on. So what's the Liberals, when they were in power? Bonjour, comment ça va? Crois-tu que Caroline Warnock a mouru en arrière les bars en prison à la jail provinciale? Crois-tu qu'il devrait avoir une enquête, savoir comment elle a mouru?
J'ai aucune idée de qui tu parles.
Caroline Warnock.
Je sais pas tout ce que c'est.
Tu sais pas. Puis ta santé est bonne?
Ma santé va bien.
C'est bon. C'est bon. So, how you doing? So when you have the Conservative got up the new rule that prisoners are no longer forced to walk home. They drive them here. That's because of me. But now we have somebody that died. The Liberals, they were laughing at that. Prisoners walking home, they laugh. And when you have a political party that laugh at people with mental issues, no family, no friends, and let's say they're in jail for not paying a fine, panhandling, and then they can't get home in February. So anyway, this woman, Caroline Warnock, she died behind bars, and there was a native, Lisa Paul, that went to CBC a couple of years ago, and nothing was done. And what happened, her mother died months earlier, and then the bureaucrat from public safety shows up over the grandparents' home and cried with them. Then the grandparents looks at the media and says, oh, she's with God now, everything's all right. But this woman was begging for her life. We have the witness, but those damn Liberals that laughing at people walking home. Did you fall asleep yet?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay, I did. Okay, so there's 5 more minutes before the kids come to school, goes to school. That's what happened. You hear the bell. What's up?
Oh, I'm just enjoying the weather.
I don't blame you. Why do I get involved in these things? I do not know. I should mind my own business like everybody else, but she's dead. And less fortunate, got no voice. And let's see if we got the Liberal. Oh, there should be good. It should be good. Hey, do you know what Caroline Warnock? Caroline Warnock died behind bars in the Miramichi Jail a few years ago. And no inquest, nothing. She was begging for her life. Do you think there should be some kind of an inquest?
I think we need to have, need to get to the bottom of it. If there's any wrongdoings that happen, we should know. Yeah.
See, once a prisoner dies behind bars, there's no inquest, now there is. Now there is. But when the Liberals were in power, like they were laughing at prisoners walking home, and now the Conservative, they change it. They drive them back here. But Caroline Warnock, she was begging for her life. No inquest, no nothing.
I don't know who she is. I don't think it's about Liberals or Conservative. If there's been some wrongdoing, it should be discovered.
So next time I see you, can you investigate for Caroline Warnock?
I'm not an investigator.
No, can you educate yourself? And you have
I can educate myself. It's a good thing.
You have AIDS.
I will educate myself.
So next time I see you, you'll have an answer.
I don't know if I'll have an answer, but I'll educate myself.
Okay, you educate yourself.
Okay.
You do that. That's too funny. The backbenchers. The backbenchers. Listen, why don't you guys bring up the issue of Caroline Warnock that died behind bars? The Caroline Warnock that died behind bars. And no inquest, no nothing. Why don't you bring that up and say, hey, yeah, you were Justice Minister. She runs away from me now.
Nobody listens to us.
Nobody listens to you? Nobody? Listen, who was...
Except for when we get in shit.
Who was the last one?
On?
Oh yeah, we're on. Who was the last guest? Oh yeah.
Susan Holt.
Yeah, I think
Kate Rogers.
I think I should go.
Kate Rogers.
I think
Come on.
I think I should. I know you invited me about a year ago. I don't have a smartphone.
You're smart enough.
I should go. I should go. You, me, and the three brothers. That would be worse than Frank McKenna.
Well, I can get you on my iPad and I can go on my phone.
Arrange it. Call Bell Canada. Arrange it.
Yeah, bring on Bell Canada.
Later. Okay, the other one was Roger Melanson. Roger Melanson, I call him the Acadian snob. I can say that, I'm an Acadian. He's the interim leader of the Liberal Party. And those two other ones were backbenchers of the PC government. But it's issues like this the media don't ask. Stuff like Tim Richardson, you know, like the secretary, principal secretary of the lieutenant governor. Yeah, there's a thing. Tu fais mon cours? Sais-tu quoi? Ça, c'est un insulte. Je croyais que t'étais Sterling.
Sterling?
Je croyais que t'étais Sterling quand t'as sorti le Cameroun. Ça fait contacter les libéraux. C'est pas qui est facile à faire.
Le jeu vient d'entrer, là?
Ah ouais, je l'ai pris. Caroline Warnock était un inmate dans la prison à Miramichi. Puis 6-7 ans passés, elle est morte. Puis il y avait ce temps-là, il n'y a pas d'enquête. Quand un prisonnier ou prisonnière mourait. So, les fonctionnaires ont été voir, sa mère est morte, elle aussi. Puis les fonctionnaires ont été voir ses grands-parents. Puis ils ont pleuré avec Dieu. Puis oh, allez, le bon Dieu, Master, ok, c'est tout fini. Mais, je sais pas. Listen, you're from Miramichi. Why don't you bring up the issue of Caroline Warnock that died behind bars in Miramichi? No inquest, no nothing. Why don't you Liberals bring that up?
We'll have to discuss it.
Because remember the Liberals were laughing at prisoners walking home, and now you have somebody that died 5-6 years ago, and nothing is done. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Shouldn't these people? Why don't you bring that up?
Well, we'll have to talk about it.
You'll have to talk about it. Okay. Yeah. Lisa Harris, Miramichi. I say, well, we go, just like you. Oh, you damn right I did. That idiot mayor is out of here. So, I mean, and there's these people with the new ones with masks on. I don't know who they are. And Denis Landry, that would be one that would be interesting to talk to. He used to be the former Minister of Justice and Public Safety. Or better yet, maybe the cops. There's a person with ADHD. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna run me over. So speaking of, that's what I said. That's too funny. That's what I said. I said it'd be nice to see Denis Landry come here, former Minister of Public Safety, and there you come in the car.
Look at you.
So why don't you bring up during question period of Caroline Warnock that died behind bars at the... Comment ça va? La santé est bonne.
Chérie, après ça.
La santé est bonne.
Oui, 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 ça va bien.
Caroline
Charles, peux-tu parler plus tard?
Oh, oui, but vous autres, les libéraux, vous moquez les prisonniers, the prisoners walking home. You laugh about that. But somebody died behind bars. Why don't you bring that up on the floor?
How?
Mange la marde? Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, all right. Oublie pas le nom, Caroline Warnock.
Bonjour, bonjour.
Qu'est-ce qu'il va? J'ai demandé à chose à Blaine Hayes about 4 bimets. Es-tu concerné pour 4 bimets?
Très.
Ah, non? OK.
Oui, c'est très concerné.
T'es concerné?
Ah oui, c'est comme gros.
Je t'ai pris off guard, hein?
Ah, ça fait longtemps que je connais ça.
Ah, OK. Jacques Leblanc, that's
Morning, Charles.
hey, I was telling the Liberals and I asked them about should we be concerned about Caroline Warnock. She died behind bars in Miramichi Jail a few years ago, but there's no inquest, there's nothing. And we had a witness, matter of fact, it was a native, but Lisa Paul, that was a witness of her being denied medical attention. Should we be concerned about that? Should that be brought up in the House?
Well, we should be concerned about it, absolutely. Yeah.
So will you bring that up in the House?
Well, I need more details.
More details.
Can't
Okay.
just-
What I'll do, I'll honor you with my presence again in the office. I'll give you more details.
Good.
Why don't you kids go inside where you belong?
What's that?
Why don't you kids go inside where you belong?
We are.
It's school, it's school.
How do I do getting told what to do, Charles?
Why don't you bring up in the House about the cameras on? What's your ADHD?
You don't have that on now, do you?
Yeah.
You
yeah.
do?
Of course. I've been had it on for 10 minutes.
Jeez.
Yeah, gagné. Comment ça? We should be concerned about Caroline Warnock that died behind bars in Miramichi Jail a few years ago.
Should always be concerned.
But the Liberals laugh at prisoners walking home. Should we be concerned when an inmate died behind bars?
I sure didn't laugh, and I won't laugh.
So how come Liberals don't ask questions?
A lot of questions to ask.
C'est dur à croire qu'Henri a gagné.
Non, je savais qu'il a gagné.
Il y a des francophones au côté, là. Ah, j'étais sûr qu'elle allait pas. J'étais sûr,
Il a fait une bonne job. C'est ça qu'il a gagné.
On avait entendu parler de lui.
Il était tout dans les médias.
C'est bon. Telling him his son won consul. I was shocked.
Oh.
Yeah, Henry. Watch what, yeah. Sorry, I'm on the prowl with the Liberals.
No problem.
I was going to leave them alone. What time is it? 10 o'clock. Okay, so stay tuned. Come pretty.